Hello, and welcome to Wine Chats with Bildo and Lindelin. My name is Billy Milovanovic, aka Bildo.
My name's Lindsay Wow. Let's try that again. My name's Lindsay Kirkwood, also known as Lindelin.
Hi, Linny.
I said Lindelin.
Hi, Lindelin.
Thank you.
This is an offensively funny podcast about drinking wine and chatting life.
I'm just looking at you, Billy.
I'm honestly, let's just get through today, people, because my anxiety is playing up. I just said to Lindsay, after this, I'm going to go home and I'm going to crank the aircon and I'm going to make my bedroom really dark and I'm going to put some Netflix on and I'm just going to hide under the covers.
Well, you said you're going to have a bath first.
Oh, I will have a bath first. That's a great idea. Let's not skip the bath.
It's a little bit hot for a bath, but anyways.
It can be a cold bath.
Yes, ice bath.
That'll wake me up.
This is a perfect topic for today. Today we're talking about periods and ovulation because, there's two of us. We have vaginas, we've ovulate, and we have periods. And it's funny, I'm day 3 on my period right now, and
I'm tapering off. So now this is like my last day.
Yeah. So we thought very fitting timing.
We synced. Yes.
Yeah. And we synced, which is funny because just the other week, I'm like, it's funny that we haven't synced our cycles yet because Billy was always just before me. Yeah. But we never overlapped. And then this morning we went out for coffee beforehand and we're like, oh, we're actually finally syncing. Anyway, so we thought, let's do periods and ovulation.
Let's do periods. Fuck you, vagina day.
There
and friends.
And friends. All those bits in there. But we definitely need to drink wine while we're talking about this.
We've worked it out, guys. We drink wine whilst we chat. It's Wine Chats, guys.
Very good. God, we have a good name. Who came up with that?
Right, you did, Linny.
I did.
Yes.
Today, look at how frosty this is.
It's so beautiful.
I chucked it in the freezer.
I want to stick my tongue to it, Oh. That's how frosty it looks.
It might stick to it.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Ouch. No, we're doing this. So our new wine sponsor, 8 at the Gate, they came on board as of last week. We featured their first wine. And we were very confused because we got 2 Chardonnays.
Yes.
Now I'll tell you the fun fact in a moment, but we're going to feature one of their Chardonnays today. And I picked this one because it looked the most refreshing because it's hot.
Yes.
And we're grumpy.
It looks crisp.
Yeah. And before we went out for coffee, I chucked it in the freezer because I'm like, I want it extra cold.
Yes. Today's an extra cold white wine kind of day.
I do this every time.
Do you need help?
Because I always put hand cream on before we come down. And... see, and it's here we go.
All right.
Okay, nice. So for the new people that are following, we're going to pour the wine and sip on the wine while we chat.
Yes.
But then we'll feature it, give our review. Not feature it, sorry. We'll give our review later in the episode after we've had a chance to, enjoy it or maybe not enjoy it, which will be a good test. Now, 8 at the Gate, please don't be offended if we don't like it. It's no secret that we're not huge Chardonnay fans, but we've come across a few that we've actually enjoyed.
This is true. I think the first Chardonnay that I listen, when we first started Wine Chats, I'm not a wine drinker. I literally go into, cafes and order the house white. Yeah. And I picked, it was my turn. I think it was episode 3 and it was my turn to pick the wine because Lindelin had, brought the wine the first 2 episodes. So I'm like, I'll just go and pick a white. I don't know what I was getting. Yeah. And I got an organic Chardonnay.
Okay, yeah.
And it wasn't very good.
I think I must have blocked that from my memory.
Well, that's the time I realized that there's different types of wine. And some wine I'm going to like and some wine I won't. Not all whites are just white wine.
No.
Anyway, let's try.
And then I'll tell you my fun fact.
Fun.
Okay.
Oh. Yay.
Wow. Well, it looks very refreshing.
And it looks very Chardonnay, doesn't it?
I was just going to say, it has the classic buttery looking Chardonnay.
Yes.
So far, so good. Yum.
Oh, the temperature of that.
So cold and delicious.
Fucking epic.
Oh, stay tuned.
We will reserve our comments.
Okay. So, see the shape of the bottle back there, right? So, that is called a Bordeaux bottle. Oh, yeah. See that?
There.
Now, the other shape bottle, I really should have brought one to show. But the one that is more curvy, the bottom is wider and it more curves in. At the top is called our Burgundy bottle.
Right. Okay.
So now the fun fact is, because we're like, oh, why do we have 2 Chardonnays? Why are they in different bottles? I don't get it.
Yeah, they had 2 completely different looks.
Yeah. So 8 at the gate replied saying, different pricing. So they're quite a bit different in pricing. Oh God, I think this one was 20 online and the other one was like 38. So that's that's a substantial amount different.
Yeah.
Now the fun fact is, so the Burgundy bottle,
okay,
not that one, the more expensive wine is like a French style bottle, and it's typically like the French is in French oak barrels. The French wine is fermented in the French oak barrels, which is more expensive. So that's a rambly fun fact. But the fun fact is...
Wasn't that fun to get to the bottom of?
Fuck you. The fun fact is there's more types of bottles. But for these Chardonnays, there's 2 different types of bottles.
That is really cool.
The pricing is substantially different because of the way the wine is made. Okay, is that easier for your little pea brain to
100% it is. Okay. That's it. I think it's really when we opened the bottles to begin the box to begin with, there were 2 completely different looks. So it's interesting to find out why. Thanks, Sadie at the Gate, for providing us with a fun fact. Yeah.
And it's interesting. So we're today drinking the cheaper Chardonnay. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see.
What year is this?
2017.
2017. Again, 8 at the Gate. You guys are providing us with some old wine, as in, what am I trying to say? Aged wine. I just feel like I'm not worthy.
You're not.
I'm not. But thank you.
Okay. So last week we talked about cringe moments.
Oh, yes. Right? God damn it. I know what you're going to bring up.
No, you're not. How? Can you read my mind?
Yes.
No.
Okay, go on.
No.
Because I want to bring up something about last week as well.
Oh, okay. No. We talked about cringe moments where either cringe or embarrassing moments.
Right.
So I had such a cringe moment.
Oh, yes.
Yesterday afternoon. Okay, so I'm at my kids' gymnastics class, whatever. And there's all kinds of moms there and dads, but mostly moms there waiting, watching the kids. Oh, go, honey. Good job. Good somersault, whatever. And a couple weeks ago, I saw this one mom that my daughter and her daughter went to school together last year. And she normally isn't there. She's new on those days. So I'm like, oh, hey, Lee, you come here, blah, blah. Yeah, cool. chatting, whatever. So yesterday afternoon, I'm sitting there talking to another friend and I see Lee, this chick. And it's so hot in there. So I've got a fan because, I'm old and I sweat a lot. And so I'm fanning myself and I see Lee walk by and she goes to grab a bag that she had forgotten, right? I was sitting there and she said to the other lady, oh, excuse me, I'm just going to grab this bag. And so I hit her with my little fan. I go, oh, you're leaving your stuff, just making a stupid joke. And she looks at me. And of course, we both have masks on. And she looks at me.
Lenny.
And she's like, and she has an accent. And I can't really understand what she's saying, but I can tell by her eyes, she's looking at me like, do I know you?
Why are you talking to me?
Yeah, why are you hitting me with your fan? And I'm going, fuck, is this not the person I think it is? I'm like, no, it is. She has a very distinctive voice and accent. She looks a certain way. And I thought she kept saying, do you know me? And I'm going, what? It was so awkward. She was saying, do you know Lee? It was Lee's twin sister. Identical. Margie, the chick I was with, she's like, oh my God, Lindsay, that was so funny.
How were you supposed to know that though?
It was so...
I can't even laugh at that.
No, and it was so funny, but so cringy because I'm like, this is so awkward. It lasted a good couple minutes because I'm trying to figure out what she's saying. She's trying to be like, why are you talking to me? And I'm like, weirdo. Why are you looking at me with those eyes that I'm the... Anyways, it was so funny. Anyway, that was my week.
I had a bit of a cringy moment over the weekend. No, this is me. This is why I'm the cringiest of them all.
Okay.
Is that fair? A fair...
You do say
I'm
some
terrible.
Cringy things sometimes.
I'm awful, especially when I get awkward and if I start to overthink things. When I'm just doing my thing, I'm fine, it's fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, I went to a party. I went out for a birthday Saturday night.
You went out?
I went out. I had some drinks, people.
Ooh, 1.
4.
2. 4?
Yes.
You were plastered.
I was so hungover the next day. No, I wasn't even sick. I was just tired.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. I spoke to someone there and I don't know that I've met her before. Okay. If I have, it was a long time ago. And I'm really bad at remembering friends of friends, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, I listen to your podcast. And so now I don't think, the thing is, I don't remember that I know her. if you know what I mean. So I think that like, okay, maybe I've met her like at parties, but I don't actually remember this woman. So I'm like, oh, hey, because she's standing with another woman I know. And, and she's like, oh my gosh, I follow your podcast and, I love seeing you come up on my socials and whatever. Cute. And I'm like, oh, thanks. But then we're standing there for ages and I'm like, I start to overthink it. I start to get to this point where I'm like, am I about to make a fool of myself because I'm so like, does she expect me to be funny?
Yeah.
Does she expect me to be like what if I'm on? Yeah. And the thing is I'm on anyway because when I'm out and I'm with people and I've had a few drinks, I'm like, but then I started to get really like, oh, cool. And now I'm like, man, am I being cool enough? Am I saying funny things? Like, am I, you know that cringy Billy that comes out?
Yes, you do. There are, I have to admit, there have been times.
I'm going to be the worst famous person ever.
You do say some things. I mean, we all do, but in the past, you have said things where I'm like,
yes, I say things to compensate for silences, and then I try and I don't try and shock people by the things that I say, but I just try and make them laugh. But sometimes that comes off really bad. Anyway, I had one of those cringy moments as well.
So why didn't we do cringe today?
Today, right? Oh my God, because and also, well, sorry, I do. Yes, before we get to getting angry at our vaginas.
Yeah.
Just want to say what the shit, all the people who shower in the mornings. Lindsay wins the poll again. And what's worse, we started a new poll, which is who brushes their teeth in the shower.
Gross. Nobody
I cannot believe. No. And do you know what I did for the rest of the week after last week's episode? I proceeded to take photos of my daughter walking around the house with a toothbrush and toothpaste. Hilarious. I actually have a bunch of photos that I'm going to show Lindsay of my daughter.
It's gross.
Literally sitting at the kitchen bench telling me a story with a toothbrush and her toothpaste. And I'm like, this is adorable.
It's not.
Lindsay's going to love this.
Honestly, disgusting. Eve, if you sleep over here again, in the bathroom, babe.
I'm going to pack you a bunch of toothbrushes and toothpastes that you have all over. You just leave in the corner of Lindsay's house.
Gross. Even last night, I looked in the bathroom when Bane was brushing his teeth. I'm like, bud, over the sink. Because he was just kind of like standing there. Oh, God. Can we talk about periods?
Let's.
Do you know, I'm just trying to find my little...
Are we about to play some iPad games?
Because I'm on my daughter's. Which way do I cough? I don't know. I sneezed in the cafe where we went to
recently, yes. And I was like, oh my God.
I know. Isn't it funny how you feel so insecure sneezing and coughing now in public? You think that people are going to think that you're like,
Again, people with hay fever, this is not a good time for us.
Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I have a huge list of just okay, I'm going to put it out there. This will probably be TMI for some people, especially for the males, but I also think that it's very educational for the males. Plus, maybe there's a listener, I don't really think her demographic is like this, but maybe there's a listener out there that, she hasn't had her period yet. We are going to open your world to what you're
My darling, if you're 13 and listening to this, don't. Stop now.
Go get your mum.
Go get your mum.
Because there is a lot of stuff that happens.
Yes.
When you have your period.
Yes.
And there's blooper situations. Men have no idea. It's not just that we have a cute little drip of blood coming out and, for 7 days and then it's all over with.
Nope.
It's just the bare minimum of what happens, right?
Oh yeah, that's just a fact. It's not like what comes with it.
So last week when we were talking, one of my cringe moments was pulling out a dry tampon. I thought, let's talk about this more.
God,
right?
That happened to me twice this period.
It happened to me just upstairs.
And I've got a little
story. Yeah. Okay, you tell yours and then I'll tell mine.
Well, no, only because I was thinking the other day, I normally use super tampons through pretty much my entire period. The regulars I'll use maybe...
The whole period?
Well, because this is what happens. My first maybe 2 or 3 days are quite heavy. And then the rest is just spotting basically.
Yeah, so why do you use a super?
Because then I wear it for I'll have maybe, you get the full 5 hours out of it, 4 or 5 hours. I change it again, so it's a super, right? It collects everything. And I was just thinking to myself, I don't know if I would ever really buy regular tampons again because really I just use the supers. What's the point? And then I pulled out a super tampon.
That's the point.
That wasn't full.
Yeah.
And it literally did the...
Yeah.
It was so disgusting. I never thought about it until you brought it up and now it's ruined my life.
Good. Buy some regular tampons. No.
Sorry for all the listeners that came and left after I was... right? Sorry for throwing you out of there.
No. No. You have to change. I wear supers for the first few days and then automatically go to regular. No, because what happens is, so even upstairs before we come down here, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go pee, change my tampon, whatever. And I go to do the whole pull it out to change. I'm like, oh, she's not ready.
Oh, yeah. Well, what do? You can't put it back up.
No, I did because it was not ready. Like I hadn't really started to pull. This is again
TMI, guys.
TMI, but you guys know us. Like, and I don't get offended or embarrassed.
Shy.
So I'm like, okay, so I get into
Insert.
full place because it barely budged, but you still had to like tuck it right back up.
Yeah.
But then I've had 3 kids. I had to pee really bad. So before I could tuck the string back in between the old lips so you don't pee on it.
Yes.
I started to pee. So the string got all wet. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking gross. So I'm like, I'm ripping this thing out of me. I've got to change it. The string is peed on. It's gross.
Wouldn't you just like dab the string?
Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
Yes. You blot it with the toilet paper and then you tuck it off to the side.
I was going to say, because then you can stick it back between the lips as well. So it's not so offensive to your underwear.
Totally.
Yeah.
It just wasn't working for me. So I had to get rid of it. But oh my God, the dry tampon. I'm like, fuck's sakes. This is why we're doing the episode, because so many of these little bloopery things happen throughout having your period.
I think this is the reason why like women are so like such magical creatures. Like with all that we're experiencing, we still manage to keep it together and show up day by day.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like we should just have the week off when we have our period. Whether you feel good or bad, you should just.
Yeah, but then shit would go to shit.
But everybody would know you have the week off.
Yeah.
So then mum's not here for the week. She'll either rip your face off or bleed on you. You know? Like we should just be given that free time to just be free of responsibility.
It's a little bit too far back.
Is it? Well, is it?
A little bit too far.
Is it? In my commune, women will have the week off when they have their periods. Okay.
Right. Okay. Well, look. I get it.
I'm Lindsay speechless.
I'm like, let's move on from your cult. You always go back to this cult.
I love my cult.
It's so fucking crazy.
It's going to be a great place.
Do you know what's not great? Period poops.
Why? I love a good period poop.
Why do we have, like, it's bad enough that we have cramps and we're feeling like crap and we've got all these other things going on. Why do we have to have icky poops when we have our period?
That doesn't bother me.
Why? Why doesn't it bother you?
It just doesn't. It's kind of part of life anyway. It's going to come out eventually, right?
Yeah, but don't you find that when you're on your like day 2,
what I do find is
when
gross.
It's really bad and you always tend to have like that icky poop.
You guys, this is so gross and TMI again, you know, but I don't like, what grosses me out is when I wipe and there's just blood and poo everywhere. That's the stuff that I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where do I even start cleaning this up? Like, where do I even start?
Just put me in the
bath.
bath.
Go from the front. Yeah, like where?
Shower.
Exactly.
Oh, you never go from back to front?
No, of course not. But I mean, like, you don't go from back to front. I mean, like, do you clean up the front first before you go to the back?
No,
and like, you know, otherwise it's all just blood and guts and.
Get the back fixed.
Yeah.
You always do the back. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, what else? Go, Lenny, go.
Do you know what? Okay, so I have very regular periods. Mm-hmm. And my flow was always like very normal, I'll say.
Okay.
But since having kids, and I know this is normal, but since having kids, like on day 2,
right,
I literally, like a super tampon will last me maybe an hour.
You've said this before. That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's so heavy now that this is weird, that I can feel the flow internally. Like I'm not leaking, but I can feel it like in me.
Yeah. I do not experience that at all. I have no idea. You must have so much room in there. It's like a waterfall. Like flowing out.
Not like scientifically why, but I'm like, or logistically why do we have to go through that after having so many kids?
Why?
Maybe some girls have that even without having kids.
And we've had endometriosis, like we've had an episode on endometriosis before, and like apparently like they get like
that's
gushing and pain everywhere.
Yeah, we can't even complain really.
No,
because like that.
Lindsay can feel her internals. That's not that bad, I guess. I don't feel any of that. Like I hardly ever, like sometimes when you're, you know, like if you cough or sneeze or something, like you can feel like a bunch come out.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel, no, I haven't had any of those problems. And plus also you were saying that you have pain during ovulation. I don't get that. And is that new for you?
New since kids.
Kids, yeah.
But newish, like fairly new in the last like probably 3 years.
Right.
Where like 2 pains. So my vagina will like right inside, right at the bottom, it will throb. But where I need to sit down, like the pain is so intense where I have to sit down.
Oh, can you sit on it though?
Yeah. Oh, it feels so much better because the pressure is like taken off.
Yes, I do get pressure sometimes. Like I feel heavy down there.
Yeah, but it's like a throbbing ache.
Ooh,
but then also my butthole.
Oh.
Like, yeah, my butthole is throbbing where I've gone to the GP over it. I'm like, what is going on?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
And it's not during my period. During my period, I barely even get cramps. Once in a while, I might have a bit of throbbing, like cramping. I take Panadol. I'm fine. And I've gone to the doctor about my butthole pain. I'm like, why does my butthole hurt?
Yeah, like what? And what did they say?
Well, I went for testing for endometriosis, but it came up nothing. So
she's got no solutions for you as to why your butthole hurts.
No.
Okay. How's your butthole nowadays?
It's fine. Oh, well, no, I'm not ovulating
still?
right now.
Yeah, but during ovulation still it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I don't get any of that. The only reason I know I'm ovulating is because I start randomly craving chocolate in the middle of the month. And like I get extra little bit of like discharge because it's all so sticky. Like you pull your underwear off and it's like this like a long...
And it snaps.
Back at you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's disgusting.
There's just so much stuff that comes out of her regularly.
I know.
It's constantly stuff in there.
Yeah.
You know?
But do you know what's funny? Because a lot of girls, I wonder if okay, here's a question. I wonder if we didn't have the snappy egg whites, are we still ovulating?
Honestly.
Like internally?
We are
like,
not doctors.
You know what I mean?
No,
I know I'm asking.
I couldn't tell you.
Billy, more importantly.
Do tell.
Why didn't you turn the light ring on?
Oh, I forgot. That's it. I forgot. That's it. Thankfully, we've got lots of bright sunshine out there. Completely forgot. Can I talk about something that really bothers me during my period?
Yeah.
Body sweats.
Oh.
You don't get that?
No. I mean, if it's hot, but
okay,
not
we all
due
know.
to periods.
Yeah, we all know that I'm a really sweaty person in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we've listened to the podcast for a long time. We're all here together with me.
Yeah.
I'm really sweaty. Period time, I will know my period is coming. I've had such bad days with my period coming that I will wake up in the night and my doona cover is soaked. My pillow is soaked.
What?
All my pillows have like sweat patches on them because I sweat so much. Oh. But what's worse is I like really being like snug when I go to sleep.
Yeah.
So I'll like just, snuggle up. And then an hour later I will wake up and I'm drenched head to toe.
So wait, it's just when you have your period?
Just when I have my period. So I have to change my underwear. I have to change my pajamas. I can't wake Henry up to change the sheets. But sometimes I've literally put towels down on the bed before because I've sweated so much my bed is wet. Anybody else get that? Anybody else get like body sweats?
Well, I'm sure they
so
do.
Bad.
Because there's so many hormones, obviously, right?
So bad. Yeah. Oh. So I don't know. Yeah, it must be like obviously hormones, guys. We're scientists. You know what? You know who could tell us? Ben could tell us. Ben, the scientist. My brother-in-law. He's smart. He probably knows all about this.
Well, yeah, lots of people would. But
yeah.
I would just say extra hormones are making you go crazy.
Whatever it is, it just makes me so sweaty. And I'm already such an uncomfortable sweat person.
Yeah, you sweat a lot anyways,
I sweat
don't
a lot.
You?
Like, Anyway, body sweats. They suck. And remember when you were pregnant as well and you used to get like...
hot crotch.
Hot crotch and hot... Like I used to get sweaty bum. So when I'd walk, it'd be like...
That's disgusting.
Isn't it?
Okay, can we not think?
Lindsay. Do you want me to tell you what else sucks about getting my period? My period?
Yeah. What?
The cravings. Yeah, I mentioned that just before. Do you ever get cravings?
No. Oh, I mean, I love eating shit food to begin with. So, like, if I'm gonna sit on the couch and eat a whole bag of chips near my period, I'm like, oh, that's
it's my period.
my period.
It's fine.
But it's not.
Right?
It's just because I like eating a whole bag of chips.
No, I actually will lie there in bed sometimes and be like, fuck, I could kill a chocolate right now. But that doesn't happen to me all the time. And then I'm like, oh, it's my period. But you know what else? I'm like, it's my period and I have cravings and I should satisfy that bitch.
I do that.
So
justification. Yeah, for sure. Use it.
I'm like, it's my period. I don't care if it's 9 p.m. and I've got my Kit Kat, family sized, of course. Because just 2 little like snap sizes, that's not enough.
No, but you get the normal size. It's got 4.
Or you can get like the normal size.
The block.
Yes.
That's called a block of chocolate, not a chocolate
family
bar.
block.
Right. Okay.
Is my choice of craving.
Right.
Element.
Can I ask you a question?
No.
And you and I actually haven't really talked about this.
Oh.
Sex when you have your period.
I want wanted to bring this up too.
Oh, did you? Too bad I win.
Yes.
Ew.
No, ew.
Ew, yeah. What are we, 16?
But have you ever done it? You must.
Yeah, when I was younger.
How good is period sex?
Ew, no. I don't really remember it being good. I just remember it being young, so you're extra horny anyways.
Maybe that's why, because obviously I haven't had period sex in like a decade at least.
No, I can't even remember last time I had it, but
I can remember last time I had it. I'm so sorry because I could see you were about to say something.
Yeah, I was, but no, it's probably good that I didn't continue.
Oh no, I want to hear this now.
No,
we're gonna come back to what she said. No, I love period sex. The last time we had it, we were in Italy, in fact. No, lying. I'm lying. Croatia. It was Croatia. Oh. And I had my period and it was in the shower because we were like, no, we can't.
Oh, shower's fine.
We can't, because I've got my period. We can't. But then we just got in the shower and we can in the shower. It was fucking amazing because it's not only like a little bit forbidden because it's so gross, but then also I think there must be a thing about period sex. I feel like it's better.
Well, I would think back to your hormones,
right?
Because your hormones are going crazy. So everything's heightened.
Is your vagina a bit puffier? And when we say vagina, you know what? I don't want any doctors coming back to me and being like, your vagina is only like this part of your vagina. This is the vulva and this is the internal walls. Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I would think because the blood probably is flowing more down there. Not literally the stuff coming at you, but like I would think.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think that there's a lot of good stuff going on down there. And I'd love to do it if it wasn't so disgusting.
Well, is it disgusting? Oh, I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but I just saw Rosie Rees.
Yes.
She, look, I'm addicted to her. I find her fascinating. She's got, check her out on Insta.
Yes.
She's all into like glass, not vibrators, but like sexual
yoni
toys
eggs or something,
and yoni eggs and all that kind of stuff. And she just recently posted something about sex on your period. And I'm like, I don't know. I
take that with a grain of salt because Rosie Rees also like free bleeds on her blankets.
Yeah, she has.
So she's very open about that kind of body flow thing.
Is that one of your friends?
Oh,
That's
Sarah.
your friend?
No.
Marima. Yeah, what is she saying?
Oh, she said, can't even stand my partner. Okay, so we've got a comment on Instagram. Hi, Mary. Seriously, can't even stand my partner touching me when I'm on it. Yeah. So even being near me makes me feel disgusted. Listen,
I hear you.
We hear you.
Let's drink to that.
Cheers to that. Because this is what I was saying. I want a week off for my period so I don't have to scratch anybody's fucking eyes out. I'm not like an angry period person. I just kind of want to be fucking left alone.
I'm just irritable. Rightfully so. Like just irritated.
Yes.
But I don't really want to be like.
I definitely don't want to be touched and everything. That's a totally no-go zone.
Sexually, no.
No. How else are they going to touch you? I'm not,
Well, like a hug. I don't.
Yeah, like I'll high five you in the face.
Whoa. Okay.
That's the kind of day we're having today, people.
Shouldn't you be okay? Shouldn't you be like you're near the end, aren't you? Shouldn't you be okay?
No. This is actually, and I know you're about to bring something else up, but the other thing about like being at the end of your period, that's really fucking annoying because you've always got the spotting, there's this constant, like, and I don't want to waste the whole pad on just spotting.
Yeah. This is a good seg. Oh, first of all, okay, before we go into,
right,
because we did a bunch of polls on Instagram and we were kind of shocked by one of the, the results.
Right.
But before that, let's talk about the wine and then tell everybody what the people thought as well about the polls because I was like, what?
I was also baffled by that. What do you think?
I'm totally shocked. Okay, I'm not going to lie. Sorry, 8 at the gate. When we picked it out, I was like, yeah, it looks refreshing, cute, but I'm probably not going to like it. Loved it.
I smashed mine.
Like, absolutely loved it. It was everything that you kind of want in a white wine. Like, it didn't taste like a grandma white wine, sometimes when I look at white wine, I'm like, especially Chardonnays, because that's in my head that I'm like, oh, it's going to be like something that my grandma would drink. I loved it. Everything about it. Crisp, clean, easy to drink.
But you know what? It's not citrusy. And I think this is the thing about Chardonnay. It's not supposed to be citrusy. Like I didn't feel it was that kind. Like to me, there's like almost like a bitter afternote.
Oh, bitter.
Yes. So I think it's like woodier and like smokier in that sense rather than being like citrusy, but it is still refreshing.
You got it backwards.
What?
That's more for the French oak, babes.
So what's this one? Is this supposed to be?
Well, it doesn't say on the bottle, but I know from what they've said in their our correspondence, and from looking about the Bordeaux versus the Burgundy. Oh,
The
Bordeaux versus the Burgundy.
Right.
When it's in a French oak barrel, you get more like the vanillas and like that kind of stuff.
Right. I'd be interested. It'd be really interesting to see what the other one tastes like because this one was super refreshing.
I loved
Definitely
it.
refreshing.
I'm totally shocked. I'm taken away. I was expecting it to just be like, oh yeah, it's okay. It's a Chardonnay.
Yeah. Again, not huge Chardonnay lovers, but we killed this one. It was so good. Oh,
delicious.
Perfect on a period day.
Okay. Grab your phone. Let's go. Okay. So
Yes.
we asked some questions about like, do you have a regular cycle?
Yes.
Because I'm quite regular, although I'm shifting a bit. I'm always off by a couple days. Whereas back in the day before kids, fuck your body up. Like I was clockwork. Literally, it was every 28 days, boom, in the morning. I knew exactly when I was going to get it. Now I'm out by a couple days.
I'm not too bad. I'm still pretty regular. I don't know. I don't
that's
really think about it. And you must use an app as well. Do you actually
No, I don't
pay
use an
attention? What?
I write it down in my diary. I don't use an app though.
That's kind of like the old school app.
Everybody should know by now that I like old school diary writing things down. So I write it down. So I know exactly when I'm expecting to get my period, how long I've had it for, all that kind of stuff. So I'm always a couple days either before or after the 28 days.
I use an app because God knows I can't track any of that shit. I just know I'm like, oh, look, stuff is coming out of me. I'm ovulating. Oh, look, other stuff is coming out of me. It's red. It's period.
Gross.
Okay. Do you have a regular cycle? 60% of ladies said yes. Mm-hmm. And obviously 40 said no.
Math.
Right?
Smarty pants.
Okay. Do you know when you're ovulating? 63% of women said yes. And again, I wonder if it's just because your app is telling you. Or do you just like see stuff coming out and you're like, oh, it's happening?
Because I don't do the app thing. I know because of like... the egg whites in my panties. But that's what I'm saying before. Like, I wonder, and I think you would, if you didn't have the egg whites, are you still ovulating?
We're going to need a scientist to figure that out.
Yeah, because not everybody, like chatting to my girlfriends and stuff, not everybody gets the egg whites in their panties.
Strange.
You know what I mean? I don't
totally. Know. And this is the one that really, really, really surprised us. I can't. Do you use period panties or undies, whatever?
Panties.
Undies. 89% of women said no. Ladies.
People. Yeah, ladies. Game changer. Okay. Can I take this one first and then you can add on? Okay. It took me a bit to get my head wrapped around the whole period panty thing. I'm like, gross. But then when you wear them, like when I'm out and about, I don't wear them. Like during the day, I don't wear them because I can wear tampons. But
you'll be wearing tampons. Yeah, that's right.
I wear tampons. But lots of people can't wear tampons for different reasons.
Yes.
But at nighttime, amazing. And also, when like what you were saying a second ago, like when you're near the end of your period and you kind of have dribs and drabs, but nothing really for a tampon, but you don't want to wear a panty liner because they're so hot and uncomfortable.
Yes.
You put your period panties on, especially if you're at home.
Yeah.
And it's just a game changer.
Completely. And now, like, you can buy them at Woolies. They're not even like that hard to find.
Everywhere.
Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. I agree. Like for the times when, like right now, for example, again, so TMI, but like I'm at that tail end where I'm spotting and I don't want to have to wear, like it's, to me, it's like a sustainability thing as well, because I actually found that I was like, you do like so much, you use so many pads and tampons anyway.
Yeah.
I've tried cups. I know that we've had a previous episode about this, and if you're interested with how my cup adventures went, they fucking didn't.
I was going to say they didn't go, did they?
They didn't. I've really tried hard. Honestly, I've tried like 3 or 4 different cups. I've never quite gotten the gist of them. So I've gone back to tampons. But again, I try and pick not too much plastic tampons, if you know what I mean. But to me, like not having to wear pads, huge game changer. And something I said to you as well is reusable pads that you can like wash and whatnot and reuse.
I haven't tried those yet.
See, I like them. I like them. Just less waste.
Yeah, but see, during the day, this is my issue because I'm kind of in between, like about the whole sustainability thing. Like, I like the idea of using the reusable pads, but I don't wear pads during the day. I only wear pads at nighttime.
But you wouldn't anyway. That's right.
Yeah, but I like wearing the period panties at night. But this is kind of where I fall down. So this is and it's a trick. Okay, so at nighttime, you wear your period panties, right?
Right.
But during the night, I wake up every night to do a pee. Again, because I've had kids. So I wake up to do a pee. And you know what? When you're tired, you don't want to be changing a pad and like, changing your period panties. And it's too much, right?
Yeah.
So what I do, So at nighttime, I put my period panties on, and then I put a pad,
over
my
it?
period
Yes!
panties. So then in the middle of the night when you wake up and you need to change your pad or period panties, you just rip the pad off,
Girlfriend,
put it in
yes.
the bin, and then you just pull your panties up and you're good to go for the rest of the night.
You are a genius. 100%. Like, correct, Lindsay, correct.
Right?
That is how you are an adult woman having your period. Absolutely. Do you hate, actually,
changer.
speaking of going to the toilet in the middle of the night, have you ever done the thing where you take your undies off too soon, if you know what I mean, and you like drip all the way down while you're sitting down?
Or when
Has that ever fucking happened to you when you then go, oh, I've made a mess, something's happened here, and you turn the light on and there's just blood everywhere because it's on the
you're
floor.
like, fuck, who was murdered?
Oh my
What
God.
happened?
I've had it like drip on the toilet
Yeah.
itself and then drip down.
Yes.
Oh, fucking Jesus.
Or even worse, you don't realize it's happened. And in
Oh,
the morning,
no.
you go in and you're like,
That has never happened to me because I can feel it. I feel like as I'm like sitting down or I've sat on it. No joke. I've sat on it and I feel the squish. Excuse me. I couldn't even finish that sentence. I feel the squish. Oh my God. The fucking worst. Has any man ever bled from his dick onto the toilet in the middle of the night?
right?
You know, and this is not like a women against men thing.
no. It's just
like
facts.
you guys
This
are so
is-
lucky, you know? That's what I'm trying to say.
But, and this is the thing, like, because, you know, people, not a lot of people talk about these little things because they can be a little bit embarrassing, whatever. But like this is, surely these things don't just happen to you and me. Like these things happen to
Reality.
every female,
Yes.
I would think, that has their period. And it's kind of funny, but like really fucking shit at the same time.
I mean, it'd be funnier if we didn't have to deal with any of it. I don't have my period. Ha ha. Like, that'd be hilarious. I just want to see if there's any. Breakouts. I used to break out. Now I'm gorgeous. I don't know what happened.
Don't know what happened.
Well, I actually think it's like collagen and just eating right and, you know, exercising and all that regular stuff has like fixed my skin. I don't know what's happened, but I do quite regularly break out during my period as well. And I'm sure so many women, you don't have any problems with that because, again, you're gorgeous and whatnot.
I got my little period pimple right on my chin.
But then do you know what I think that goes hand in hand with? I'm like, it's my period and I'm broken out.
Yeah, but
I say as I'm eating chocolate and chips.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you mean you eat well?
You know, so I think, yeah, right. So it's like, I don't know why I break out during my period, you guys. It could be like the copious amounts of family-sized blocks of chocolate I eat. I can't work it out. I don't know. Anyway, have we grossed the people out enough?
Look, we would have grossed people out, and we are sorry about that, but we're not sorry because it's factual. It's what happens. And you know what? Men? I don't even know.
You lucky motherfuckers.
I was just going to say something like, exactly. Thank you. Yeah.
I just want to have a quick look at this. Hi, Anna.
Oh, yeah. Is that your friend?
It is, yes.
Okay.
We've got another Instagram comment. Never happens.
What never happened?
Hang on. I see this. I'm getting my eyes checked.
Okay.
Okay. Anna on Instagram has a really interesting comment about not letting your period blood get all over the fucking place when you're peeing in the middle of the night. She clinches.
Oh.
So she says, I first clinch before I get out of bed and then let go when I'm like when I sit. Is that a fucking thing? Does that work?
Well, I bet you it does.
Because you're lying back, so you like it's kind of pooled inside you.
Yeah, and you know when you stand up and you've got a pad on, like in the middle of the night, like don't you feel the gush of it actually coming out of you? Yeah. So she's right. Like if you like hold it in and then you sit down.
Oh my God, Anna, that's a game changer. I feel like I'm going to try that next time.
But I'll be too tired. I'll just wake up going, and fuck, I forgot to clench. And then
I just didn't think of clenching, to be honest. For some reason, I was just like, if I clench, maybe it's not going to be the right area of the vagina. Clench. You know, everything is just...
Do you have your hair stuck in the microphone?
Possible. My hair is all over the place, people. We're going to have a hair episode soon. Sorry. I said to Lindsay today, I want to do a hair episode because I just feel like from, head to toe.
You've got a lot.
Toe hair.
Oh, I shaved mine yesterday.
Let's do a hair episode.
Save it for the episode. Quick.
Yeah,
stop talking. Okay. I think we've traumatized the people enough.
Thank you so much for all the women who have helped me today live my life. Like Anna, who I'm totally going to try and clench next time I sit down before I...
And we support everybody. Like we are with all those girls.
Yes.
Like... and now that you know everything that happens to us, which probably happens to you.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you're one of those ladies that hasn't tried period undies yet, please, seriously, fucking try it.
Try it.
Like,
Even
nobody's
just at
paying us.
night. Yeah, just at nighttime. Try at night. I get it,
Yeah.
not to wear them through the day, kind of weird, especially if you don't normally wear pads.
Yes.
But at nighttime and near the end of your period, oh my God, you're welcome.
Yes. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so very much. Did I say that right? Thank you so very much for joining us.
Well, maybe if you finished, you would have said it right. But
It sounded funny coming out of my mouth. It just didn't sound right. Let's try this again. Okay. Thank you so very much for joining us on this wonderful day. I'm going to go to bed now and hide from the world. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day and or week.
Oh, Billy.
And yeah, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
LinkedIn.
YouTube,
YouTube.
TikTok, YouTube. Just Google us, seriously.
Weird comments on YouTube, though.
YouTube is a beast. It's a different kind of place.
Yeah, I'm a bit...
Yeah.
thanks for the comments.
But no thanks. Anyway.
No, keep them coming.
Oh, well, yeah, but just don't be so weird.
Yeah.
Twitter as well. Twitter is a bit of a weird space. People are just so blatant on Twitter. Like, they're very... Anyway, listen, you can find us there too. Well, we are not blatant.
Check us
we
out.
don't really participate.
Okay.
Thanks. See ya. Have a wonderful period next time you have one. That's it. And we feel you. Like, we get it. We support you. Eat your chocolate, babe. Eat
okay, well.
And clench.
Okay, stop talking.
Bye.
Chat soon.